Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for staying for my presentation. I know this is a very difficult time, difficult hour. What I'm going to talk today is about something which is totally different from what you saw all day, I guess. I wasn't here, but I guess it's totally different. I'm going to talk about plastic. I'm going to talk about plastic problem, which I guess I don't have to explain too much. But let me explain in a few slides what we do. What is the problem and what we're dealing with? So we've been using plastic in the last maybe 5 decades. Every piece of plastic that was ever manufactured is still here someplace around us, unless it was incinerated. Plastic is piling everywhere, even if we don't see it. While we talk about plastic, part of the packaging is the biggest segment within plastic. Part of the plastic packages that we use, like bottles, can be recycled. The rest cannot be recycled. Talking about a market of all those soft packaging, we call it flexible packaging, a market of $98 billion with a growth of almost 5% per year, which only 5% of it is recycled. The rest is either in the sea, or in landfills, or in the open yards, or wherever, but it's not recycled. And this is what I'm going to talk about, how we invented a solution to that. So today, if we use, for example, if we eat a granola bar, and we throw the package to the garbage bin, and it ends life in landfill, it will stay there for approximately 500 years. 500 years. That's the estimation. So we're talking about a market with no sustainable solutions. What do we do? Now imagine that we can treat packaging as organic waste. The same thing that we do with an orange peel, for example, or banana peel. So nature also packed different products, and what we did, we imitated those packages. So imagine you can eat or drink the package, and the content of the package, the product, and the package will go into the organic waste stream and decompose, turn into fertilizer, use as fertilizer within 6 months. That's what we did. Inspiration from nature, we created a package that behaves same thing as organic waste, as organic materials. This is in one hand. It has to decompose. It has to vanish more or less within 6 months. But it also has to protect, the package has to protect the food or to protect the goods. So we had to come out with a solution that in one hand behaves like conventional plastic, but at the other hand, it's fully compostable. This is a sample of a product which looks, feels, functions like conventional plastic, but it's fully compostable within 6 months. When I say compostable, this is what I mean. This is a product that was manufactured by us, sold in the UK, and this is what happens to the package within 24 weeks. 24 weeks as opposed to 500 years of conventional plastic. Turns into fertilizer, which is used then as a resource. There's a say today that everything has to be within circular economy. This is circular economy. Now let's talk about the market. Because having a nice solution, green solution, sustainable solution is nice, but what are we going to do with that? Let's look at the market. In the last few months, there were major steps done in the global market. China stopped accepting waste from the West this January. That actually made big transactions in Europe and in the US. Those are some samples. This is an organization of Free Plastic Isle that was just launched. Free Plastic Isle was launched in the Netherlands, all with our products. Those companies came out with an announcement that by 2025, they won't have any conventional plastic in their stores. Those are regulated by China, of course, I talked about it, by the EU, by France, by the UK. All those markets now started to move really fast. We're in the right place, in the right time, and this is what's important. And this is by the government of the UK, Theresa May. She came out with this announcement that she's going to fight single-use plastic bags and single-use plastic, and that's what actually started moving all those changes that I just talked about. Okay, what do we offer? And what we have done until now, except development, okay. So what you're going to see in the next few slides are products manufactured, sold on the shelves by TIPA, either in the UK or in the US, mainly in 3 territories: France, UK, the Netherlands, and North America. Fresh produce, those are just some samples. Fresh produce, snacks, grains, coffee, powder, trays, powder, tea, granola bars, all different kind of bars, and non-food applications, like apparel. This is one thing. Just Stella McCartney just announced that she's going to change all her packaging to TIPA's packaging. The magazines sold in France, and of course zipper bags. Those are just some of the products. What I want to say with all those products that we demonstrate here is saying that although we do impact products, okay, and we are kind of an impact company, we think business through all the way. We started sales like a year and a half ago. We grow from quarter to quarter dramatically. We have offices in the UK, in US, agents in France, in the Netherlands, and other places, and we grow as the market changes. This is our marketing job. They do a great job. You can see some of the coverage that we got lately, only lately in the last quarter, from top newspapers, magazines, and as I said, this is only partial exposure that we get. And this is the last slide, but it's the most important one, because this is our mission and this is our vision. And when I say changing plastic history, that's what we mean. We mean that what we do is we create solutions that consumers can treat packaging or can treat similar to plastic as organic materials. And whatever we do with our cucumbers, tomatoes, oranges, we can do with our plastic packages. And that's really changing the paradigm of the market. Thank you.